When did girls start running the world? When Beyonce made the song, is that what happened? Beyonce made the song "Girls Run the World" and girls run, girls run the world. The average salary for female, especially a black female, is $35,000. That's your average salary. Average salary for a man is $42,000, and you're running the world off of that. Girls, what are you building? Let's take all women. I just love the audacity of the American woman. And the American woman has every opportunity to do everything. There's nobody saying you can't do anything. If anybody comes out of their mouth and says, "Hey, you can't do that," then there is a major uproar. You cancel that person. Yeah, there is no one saying that a woman can't do anything. All this Oprah Winfrey, be strong. Go out there and be strong. But remind us where you're running the world. What world are you running exactly? Because you don't build buildings, you don't make any infrastructure, you don't work in water systems, sewage systems. And when I mean you don't work in, I mean you may be, a part of it somewhere, but you don't have your own. You didn't build it on your own. Build it on your listen. I love hearing about women going out. Like I was listening to this one YouTuber and she says she has an all female crew that pours her cement. And I'm with that. Like I am an advocate for women going out and doing more when it comes to jobs that men do because there are so many women out there. There are more women on the planet than there are men. And heck, if you want to get into some of the, hard jobs that men do, go listen. In New York, go look at the guys who built those tunnels and listen to them talk about their jobs. They used to say a man would die every mile. Ladies, go down there into them sewers where they built them tunnels and and that hold the whole city up. Go ahead and get those jobs, ladies. Get down there. Get with them. Become miners. Become run those big drill bits. I'm with that 100%, but you're not gonna do it. There is no all girls crew, all women's crew who's down there. There's not. There's not. Ladies, there's just not. There's no all women's engineer crew that is building something that men hasn't already built. You're not creating anything new. You get in there somewhere and put some numbers together. We listen. We're all for that. You got women who work on the space program. You know what I'm saying? With mathematics, I actually met a young lady, used to be my neighbor. Watched her, grow up through high school, and one day we had a conversation right before, I last saw her. She was like, "Yeah, I don't come out too much because I'm in the house studying mathematics and, trigonometry and all this other stuff." I was like, "Cool, what you want to do?" She was like, "I want to work for, SpaceX or, Elon Musk or whatever." I'm like, "Go for it." She wants to be in a space program. Go for that. Do that. But don't come at us with girls run the world because you don't. You don't. Don't talk about, oh, we didn't have you guys, then there would be no ladies come off of it. You're not running nothing. You're a necessity just like we're a necessity, but men run this world. Okay? Let's look at the Ukraine and what's going on over there. They just had 1,000 soldiers surrender. How many of them were women? Very, 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 very few. Ladies, you're not volunteering to go out there and die in mass numbers. You're not volunteering for that because you know what's going to happen to you. if you live. You know what's coming down on you. If you go out there with all that women's lib and femininity, this and females run that, you're going to get shot in the face. And that's if you're lucky. Okay? You're going to get blown up with a howitzer. That's what's going to happen to you. And those are the lucky ones. All right? So don't talk this whole, girls run anything when men are the one who set society up for you so you can say that. You know, come on now, women, you are a support system. That's what you are. You are a helpmate according to the scriptures. You're not running anything. You're not even supposed to be. And for you women who want to be, this, I'm going to run this and run that, listen, go ahead, run your household. Run it right into the ground. Be by yourself. But one for the females who recognize exactly what they're supposed to be, which is a helpmate, you're supposed to be a helpmate. And you're built for that. You're built for nurturing. You're built for multiplying. That's what you're built for. You're not built to go out there and, you know, make this huge establishment that is going to fall down. You're not. You're just not. I'm all for being, a woman being president. I would love to see Michelle Obama be president. Heck, Taiwan has a female president. You know, I wasn't totally opposed to Hillary Clinton being president. And I'm not a fan of Hillary, but I was like, if she's president, she's president. But even if a woman does get into the highest office in the United States, it doesn't mean you're running anything. Because, Congress and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Girls don't run. You're not running nothing. Go run a bakery. You know what I'm saying? Go pour some cement. We're with that. Hell, go build cars. Go out there on your own and build a car manufacturer. There's a woman in Africa who makes bikes. She makes bikes. I'm with that 100%. She makes them on her own out of wood. And they're functional bikes. Like, woman, you don't run nothing. You're not running nothing except a household. And that's fine until that man comes home and then you know what it is. But, you taking care of them kids, taking care of them babies, that's who you're running right there. You know what I'm saying? Become a helpmate. Look, listen, ladies, be good at what you are. Get into, what you're supposed to be. Get into your blessing. And I'm not going to be preachy, because some of these preachers are just phonies. But that's what you are. It's a blessing to be a helpmate. That's what you're here for. And some of you think that is some kind of slavery. Some of you think you're some kind of sexual slave, and then you start becoming rebellious, and I'm going to marry and not give my husband any. You're going to get divorced. You're going to lose a good man, and then you're going to be doing everything by yourself. And you're going to be going to work. You're going to go to work. You're going to enter into that work system. Yeah, and those in every listen, women harass women more than anyone. Okay? So you're gonna have to face up with other women, younger women. You're gonna be looking at, perky tits and ass that you no longer have walking right in front of you. You're going to be jealous. Because they're going to get attention that you want from a possible suitor, but you threw your suitor away. You're going to be looking at Jeff. Jeff is going to be looking at Susan because Susan is 21. You're 35. Jeff is not interested in you, and he's 40. Ladies, you're a helpmate. That's what you are. Become the best helpmate you can be. And stop complaining about your position. If you don't want to be a helpmate, ladies, then don't bother with men. Don't say all men are trash, because you don't know all men. The men you choose are trash. You're not running anything, ladies. And if that's your attitude, stay away from men. Leave men alone. Don't go around men. Run the world that you're in. Run your own universe in your household or wherever that is. You got your little job, ladies. You got your little companies. Ladies, run that. You are the boss of that. Do that. Your little Mary Kay that you're selling, your nail tech, eyelash tech, you know, I don't know, lemonade stand, whatever you got going on. But you're not running the world, ladies. You're not. Listen, there are grants for women to get into engineering, to get into the sciences. And I love seeing a female doctor, a black female doctor. I love it. There are grants to get you into stuff that help build superstructure for cities. You women don't want to do that. And this is not me talking, this is just simple numbers. You don't want to do it. You don't want to run anything. You don't want to learn how to build anything like that. Find me an all-girl crew who's putting up roofs. Hey, what's going on? Find an all-women's crew that's building houses. I haven't seen that. Listen, I used to be in that industry. I haven't seen that one female roofer. Not one. Carrying siding and shingles and up the side on a ladder and up there and then boom, 20, 30, 40 pounds up on top of a roof with a gun. Gaga. I've never seen a female roofer, and I'm sure there's one out there, but I've never seen one. I've never seen one. Whenever I see a woman in construction, I don't see a woman on that jackhammer. I see a woman holding a sign on the side of the road telling people when to come and go. I've never seen a woman in construction holding that jackhammer, lighting up the concrete. Grrr, I've never seen it. And I'm sure you can do it, but I've never seen it. I've never seen it. You might have some women driving a backhoe or something like that. Good on you. But that getting out there and popping that jackhammer, nah. Never seen a woman do it. On all these bridges and all the stuff going on, never seen it. So, woman, you're not running anything, even though we're encouraging you to go out, dig ditches like we dig. Go out and dig them ditches. Go out and, dig them tunnels under big cities, New York, Chicago, where men actually go into those tunnels and they don't come out. There are dead men under those tunnels who were working and an accident happened and they're still there. They died doing what they loved. Ladies, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that, ladies. You're not going to do it. And then you'll fuss at us because we made your world so pristine that you can sell your whatever you're selling right around here in a new BMW and then have the nerve to say you don't need men, but the very car that you drive, men made. I'm talking about women in general because they have this whole women run the world type stuff and they don't run a damn thing. They ain't created. Listen, women. What sweat equity do women have? Women are a support system. Listen, even in World War I, where all the men went off to war, the women had to roll up their sleeves and go into the factories and start working. They didn't run the factories; they worked in the factories, while the men were out dying by the millions. That's what I'm just saying. I'm just tired of women running. We run the. You don't. women, you're a helpmate. You don't run anything. I don't know now one full-fledged female's army. There's not one where there's millions. I would even say thousands on their own. Artillery, cavalry, Air Force, Marine, Army, statistics, logistics, food service. There's not one. Not one. Because you'll get wiped off the planet. Especially when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. Those men will run you over with a howitzer tank and care nothing of you. It's not going to happen. So girls don't run the world. Girls support the world while the men run this world. And that's where their position should be. And that's what I'm saying. Women don't run anything. Even women presidents, they know the deal. They know the deal. They know that their cabinet is going to be men. They know that their military, their army, their standing army, it's going to be men. They're not running nothing. Because they make a mistake, they're out of there. And that's just that. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to say that girls don't run the world. Girls support the world. Women support the world. And they should support the world. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. Even female leaders, in biblical times, those women were supported by men. Look at Ruth. She was supported by men. Look at every good biblical leader when it comes to females. They were only leaders because men chose them in some kind of way. And that was just that. Other than that, they wasn't chosen. They were actually second-class citizens. If you look at the Roman era, females were pretty much second, third-class citizens. If you go to the arena, the Colosseums, you would have the women, the majority of the women sat with the poor men. That's where their tickets was. They were up in the nosebleeds. They sat with the poor men. Corporation directors who are black are up 11. It doesn't, okay. Corporation directors, you misunderstand what I'm saying. Are they building cars on their own? Is there a group of women that own a car company? What female car company is out there? What female concrete company is out there that all females, pouring concrete? How about steel mill? What female steel mill company is there? It's a steel mill company ran and owned, operated by women. There's none. There's not one. How about housing? What female housing group are building their houses? All females building houses, and that's highly possible. None. They stole from Madam C.J. Walker. Madam C.J. Walker was pretty much the only recent female creator that created something. That's what I'm saying. These women are not creating nothing. They're living off of what men have done, in the luxuries of what men have created, and then they're coming out their mouth and saying, "Hey, we don't need you guys anymore." Because, you guys went out and fought and built this first world system, and now, we don't need you. We don't need the hunter-gatherers no more. Because all of a sudden, you females were the ones who were hunting and gathering. Oh, you were the ones who were tracking down woolly mammoths when it was cold. Oh, that was you who was tracking down bison, which is a terrible creature that'll stomp the crap out of you. 2 tons. Barbara Hunt, Hunton. I don't know anything about this person. But that's what I'm saying. These women weren't out there wrestling alligators and bringing home their hides, and you know what I'm saying? Okay, well, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Where's the lie? Yeah, show me the group of women en masse. This is not one or two. Show me the group of women who are owner operators who are building trucks, not driving the trucks. We have a lot of females who are driving the trucks, but they work for men. Show me the ones who are out there building Peterbilts. Show me the ones who are creating, electric cars, electric systems, power grids, not working for men. There's none. There's no group of women out there going, this is a new form of energy. And, us group of women, we're going to get together, build this new form of energy and power, this part of the continent. All those women work for men. They all have to get their blessings from men. They get most of their finances from men. I'm saying, bro, you prove me wrong. Show me an all-girl system that works in some type of superstructure that makes this world run. That's what I'm saying. Don't tell me somebody is a CEO, of something. Melanie Holt, for an example, is an owner of property presentation company, property preservation company. All right. She's the owner operator of a property preservation company. Who are her employees? Are they all women? I know six female who own trucking companies off their own sole propriety and self-owned. Okay, all those six women who own their own trucking, whatever, the trucks that they're driving, did they build them? They built those trucks? Or did men build those trucks? Who built those trucks that those women are driving? Is there a female manufacturing company that manufacturing Peterbilts out there? Did those women go out there and build trucks? Or did they wait till the truck was built and then they drove the truck? Because, it's a good chance they waited till the truck rolled off the manufacturing, went to the truck sales joint. They went, saw the truck, bought the truck themselves, and now they're, got people driving trucks for them and then talking about they run the world. They don't run anything. They didn't build the truck itself. They didn't build those engines. They didn't build those transmissions. They didn't come up with the idea for those engines and transmissions. They didn't build those cooling systems, those high pressure air systems. I'm not moving the goalpost. You didn't understand what I said from the very beginning. I said girls do not run the world. They capitalize on what men have done. The goalpost has been set. You came in and said women have, this now. Women, have their own, trucking companies. They didn't build those trucks. Listen, I know some female mechanics. And I love a female mechanic. But I don't know now one female inventor. That's what I'm saying. I don't know now one female in a person who is inventing something. I don't know that one. Do you know any female inventors? I'm moving the goalposts. No, it was always set at the same place. Tell me one female inventor that you know. And don't say Madam C.J. Walker because you don't know her. Name me one out of your whole life you ever met a female inventor. Out of your whole life, I have never met one woman who has invented something. In my life, never, not once. Don't say you looked on Shark Tank and no, you know that you know. Well, that's the point of the videos. Girls do not run the world. Girls may have, positions, like when they're owning. There are more females getting out and owning, things. And that's not my point. I'm proud of those women who own trucking companies and they're making their money. I've seen videos of those women. They're making six, heck, some of them are seven-figure women. That's not what I'm talking about. For one, the average woman doesn't, the average woman makes $35,000 a year. Let's just start right there. Listen, in every major city, the average woman outnumbers a man 10 to 1. Now, if the average woman was making six figures, which they do not, then they might have some equity. They might have, she created what? And anyways, they might have some equity to go ahead, create something that the world needs. But that's not what they're doing. I don't know any female creator that's creating something that, okay, let me put it to you like this. What do you use every day that a woman has created? What do you need? This is something you need. What do you need every day that a woman has created? Name me one thing. You need it. What? Toothbrush? What? Hand soap? What do you need? What is a necessity in your life every day that a woman has created? What, a baseball hat? What do you need? A sink? Tires? I'm not moving the goalposts. She created the central heating system. All right. I love your knowledge. Now, let's pick apart what heating system she created. Because when you're saying the central heating system, let's look at what she created. And that's one woman. Still not running the world. That was my whole point. Alice Parker. Let's see what she invented. And this is 1895. Once again, what woman do you know personally that has created something? And I don't know any. See, you're moving a goalpost. Alice Parker was a black inventor in the early 20th century, best known for patenting a central heating system that uses natural gas. Ginger plays a key role in the development of heating systems we have in our homes. Boom, that's one person. One person. Props to her. Once again, what woman do you know? I don't know any. And I could pretty much ask 100 people, do they know any woman today that has created something that we need? This woman created something over 100 years ago that we need. We need the heating system. Bang, there it is. What woman do you know is creating? None. You know her personally? No, you don't. No, you don't. But let's see what she made. You know her personally. Okay, let's see what she made. Changing the face of medicine. Okay, let's see what she was known for. A new device and technology for cataract surgery. That's not something we need. Yeah. Yeah, she created something for cataract surgery. Big ups to her. Big ups to her. Not something I need. The heating system, I need. We all need that. So, yeah. Yeah. Alice Parker, one person. Something I need. That's what I'm saying. Girls don't run the world. They're a support system. Okay, but still, I mean, cataract surgery, that's not something on my daily list of needs. I mean, if something's wrong with my eyes and I need cataract surgery, then I need it. But not every human needs cataract surgery. That was my point. That still doesn't mean she runs anything. I mean, operate. If, okay, if the heating systems all shut down, are they going to call a bunch of women to come in and fix it? Or are they going to call a bunch of men to come fix it? When the power goes out, do you see a bunch of women coming out of their houses and fixing the power grid? Okay, fine, there's plenty more. But women do not run this world. You can bring up all the examples you want. But like I said, they don't run the world. They're a support system. And we need more creative women. I'm for that. Like, I'm not somebody who's saying women don't do this. I'm somebody who encourages it. I want to see women create something. I want to see, you know, I mean, this woman walked in on Mother's Day, came into the car shop where I was getting my car looked at because she was selling Mother's Day stuff. And I was like, what do you got? Like, my mom has been passed away. But I went out to her car to see what she had. And I said, I'm just going to cash up you $10 just because you out here hustling. So I'm somebody who encouraged that hustle. You know, I'll give my little donation to, somebody out there selling beads. And, I've done that before. My friend, she sells beads. I was just like, do you got any, natural wristbands for men? Like, what do you got? So I bought something from her. So I support that. But what I'm saying is, what irks me is when women come out of a place. Bro, you're gonna bring up a bunch of people that, a bunch of females that own something, and you're missing the point. Once again, women do not. There is not a group of women who have created a superstructure. You don't find a group of women who are creating the things that we need, and then they're the ones who are out there, just solely women who are out there supporting what is created. Yeah, Alice is something that we need. We love you for that, love her for that. But men are the ones who, you know what I'm saying? Like, men built the steam engine. They created it, they built it, and they maintain it. The electric trains that are going, a million miles an hour. They created it, they built it, and they maintain it. The heating system that Alice Parker created, men built it and maintained it. Men maintain these systems. Women are not maintaining these systems. Now, I want women to go out and maintain these systems because, like I said, listen, men are dying in mass numbers every day. Listen, this war that they got going on here in Ukraine, America all of a sudden cares about the Ukraine war. America cares about war. This is what they care about. So now that America is supporting the Ukrainians and all this other hackety schmackety, when they could have just supported them by getting them the hell out of Ukraine so the whole damn place wasn't blown to hell. But no, they want to see destruction. That's why they, have $56 billion worth of, war machines sitting in these bunkers, in this is what America does. So they're just like, hey, let's give these howitzers to the Ukrainians and let them blow up the Ruskies. Let's see how they perform. It's a game to them. Now that, we see the destructive power and, that they've, done to the Ruskies, now you have freaking Taiwan is now being surrounded by China. And you know what they're calling it? They're calling it an exercise. The same thing Russia did. They called it an exercise. Then they went and killed thousands of people. The China is about to do the same thing to Taiwan. Why? Why? Because they don't want Taiwan being a part of NATO. That's why. And now two other countries that are close to Russia have now declared that they are part of NATO. And this is the very thing that the Russians and the Chinese are trying to fight against. They do not want neighboring countries being a part of NATO. Why? Because they don't want to be controlled by NATO. What pros? What you talking about? So what I'm saying is America is sending $40 billion worth of relief to try to build back up the Ukrainian, blown to ash uh, country that they're help blowing up. Yet they couldn't send us $2,000 when the pandemic hit. I'm just saying, man. The same thing's about to happen to Taiwan. They're gonna do the same damn thing. Who do you think is gonna be fighting in those wars? There are more women on the planet than there are men. There are more women in America than there are men. Who do you think the majority of people are going to go over there and fight? 20,000 soldiers went to the Ukrainian. How many of them do you think were women? Volunteered. Hey, I want to go over there and fight. How many do you think? When Taiwan gets hit, and there's more volunteers that go over to Taiwan to fight against the Chinese, how many women do you think are going to come out of their comfort zone where they're owner operators of, beauty salons and trucking companies? How many of them are going to pick up an M16 A2 air cooled rifle, put on a 30-pound rucksack, dress in BDUs, and go over there and fight for a foreign country? How many women do you think are going to do it? Right, right. I'm saying so, and then let's look at this. Let's look at this. In the Ukraine, how many men do you think died? To how many women? We're talking soldiers. And then how many women do you think are still on the front line when it comes to men? Once again, there are more women on the planet than there are men. How many women are over there? How many women do you think grabbed their kids or even the single women and jumped on the first thing going to Poland? How many women do you think did that? Or how many women do you think said, nope, I'm going to stay and fight for Ukraine? No, they turned into women real quick. They got feminine real damn fast, and they jumped on the first thing moving. You got to remember that how you do one thing is how you do everything. Corrupt and continue like Russia and China have similar armies. Well, they have a similar issue. Some of us owners were in the military time. The people, we know. Well, I was in the military too. But it's not the point. You make some good arguments, but you miss some of my points. The point is, I don't care if you was in the military or not. Hell, my sister was in the military. You think she's gonna pick up a M16 and go over there and fight? Some of those volunteers came from America. They came from all over the world. 20,000 people. How many do you think were men? The point is, the majority of the people who are fighting and dying are men. Nonetheless, females continue to be born in mass more than males are born. And this is creating a huge, huge problem. And each country has recognized this same problem, except pretty much the continent of Africa. Do you know in Nigeria, the women and the men die at the same age? And in Nigeria, the most populated country in Africa, probably in all the whole freaking world, China's the most popular. But in Nigeria, uh, there are the same amount of men that there are women. Do you know that? Yeah, I was in the army. My brother was in the army, my dad, my sister, and my nephew's in right now. All in the army. Yeah. And I'm just saying, there is about to be another mass, mass loss of males in the world. And the uptick of females born is still on the rise. And so you're going to constantly have this problem, and it's just going to get worse, where there is just not enough men for these women out here. And these women are really starting to notice it and they're going crazy. They're fighting each other, they're trying to screw each other. There is an imbalance. I need my glasses. I don't know where they're at. There is an imbalance, and that imbalance is about to get way, way, way worse. Way worse. And these females are not going to know what to do with themselves. This is why the competitiveness of a female is going into places where females should not go. The females are doing things that you're like, wow, I didn't know women do that. Yeah, they do that. Yeah, they do all kind of ratchet and crazy things in order to. You got females who are proposing to men now. You got females who are like, you know what? Uh, they're rolling up on couples and saying, hey, I want to be a part of this. You don't believe me? Just look on YouTube. There are guys who have two females, and there are females asking to be with them too. They're like, do you want more? And the females are telling the other females no. The guy's not saying no. The women are saying no because they don't want to deal with more females. But the females are looking at other females who are both with the same men going, logos. I think the capital has changed now. I think it's the capital the capital has changed. But yes, in Nigeria, they die at the same age. They die at the same age, and there's the same amount of men that there are women. In Ohio alone, we're outnumbered 10-1. And I'm talking the voting age, 18 and up. It's 11-1 here. There's 11 more females than there are males. Then when you look at the epidemic of, the fentanyl that have hit, the Caucasian people, when you look at that epidemic and seeing all the men who are dying from it, the majority of people who are affected by it are men. And they're dying from it. On average, men die faster than women. On average. Every country has recognized that there is a shortage of babies being born. Every country. In Russia alone, there are 10 million women walking around by themselves. In Russia alone. Real stick. It's real out here. I'm saying women don't run the world. They're helpmates. Yeah, they're entrepreneurs. We want that. We have some creators. We want that. We want more creators. We want more engineers. We want more women to create new systems for, that we need to help us. I mean, look, I'm not even going to go into that. I'm not even going to go into the weather system, but things are changing. The world is changing. And being that there's more women on the planet, those women can't all decide that they're going to be a liability. If you look at what's happening in China, you're looking at all these women who are past their, good birthing years, and they're going into their 50s and 60s. And a lot of these women are codependent upon the government systems. And the government systems can't keep up with them. They cannot keep up with them. Just so many. Once they hit that certain age, and boom, 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 they're no longer working. They depend on the welfare system that is there in China. And it can't keep up with how many women there are. Like it's a real thing. It's going to happen here too. What is it? 72 to 75% of women live on their own. 13% of the population of America is black women. So you have 70 to 75% of that population are single women living on their own. That's a huge number. You take 40 million, you have 40 million African Americans, black people living here. I mean, when you start looking at what that number is, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, wow, this many women are out there living on their own. Yeah, because they don't know the value. They think it's a slavery system to have a husband. They think it's being subservient. they they think it's putting on a ball and chain. It's like, do you realize that once you hit a certain age, the government, the government starts discarding you. You become less and less valuable to them. You don't believe me? Look at the white women. Why is it that white women hate the age of 30? I'm going to tell you why. Because white men don't gravitate towards 30-year-old women. That's why. You are less and less valuable once you hit that age of 30. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube and look at all the women who are crying about being 30. They're like, I'm 30 and I'm single. It is a huge deal for white women because they see the decline in attention. They see it immediately. There's one, yeah, The Wall, and it's undefeated. And unless you're talking about black women. This one woman, what she did, she went online and put that she was like 21 years old. She put on that she was 21 years old. Kind of find out she was close to 30. And she started going out on dates. And then she ran into that problem she knew she was going to run into, somebody actually finding out her real age. And they were like, why did you do it? She said, because men do not want women who are 30. You start to become discarded once you hit 30. Nobody cares about what you have to say anymore. You know, you can kick and scream all you want. People, we don't care. We don't care. You're 30. You hit 40. You got these cougars trying to get these younger guys. Good luck with that. You're never going to pin them down. They'll sleep with you just to get off, but marry you? They're not going to marry you and then not cheat on you. They're going to marry you and then, you know. And exactly. And men are just getting started at 30. Very true. Because men don't usually have their act together until 30, 40 years old. When I mean act together, listen, you can, let's just take a profession. Let's take a profession. Plumber. Plumbers make damn good money. Damn good money. But you spend a lot of time being an assistant. And then once you get that license to where, you know, you're the top dog as far as plumbing is concerned, and you're past that apprenticeship after you did your due diligence and paid your dues, now I'm not sure how it goes, but I know you need a bunch of certificates. But once you get all that under your belt, it takes years to do that. Look at being a doctor. How long does it take to get out of med school? And then your first, you know, couple of years, you're really not making that much money until, you know, you've been there for a minute. Boom. Let's look at being a professor. Residency. You know what I'm saying? You got get your doctorate's degree. You know, you're there for a minute. Now you got residency. You're not going to get residency at 20. It most likely doesn't happen. You're not Doogie Howser. Most likely, you know what I'm saying? It takes a while to do that. And so when women try to follow those, and get into that same medium and go, I want to be a plumber, blah blah blah. And now you're a plumber. You're that deal at 40 years old, but you did nothing but concentrate on your career. Now you're well past your good birthing years. Now you're like, I make $160,000 a year, $200,000 a year. Now I want to start a family. No, you're 40. You're 40. Good luck. You might be able to get a child, but I don't know who you. I mean, good luck. It's just harder to do. It's harder to do. These female doctors, I mean, same thing. They want to follow their career. They want to be a doctor. Go right ahead. Do you know how many professional women are out there single? Because they were all career minded. They're single. And they're looking. They're trying to find a decent man. But they try to find a decent man according to their standards when you were driven from 18 to 35 on nothing but making money. Now you're 6, 7 figures. You're bringing in that dough. You got a nice home in Texas. You live in a gated community. You got 3 BMWs. Listen, I saw a video where a woman was just like that. She created her own company, some kind of skincare. That thing blew up. She didn't even expect it. She was like, she was like, look at my home. She lived in a big old $400,000 house. She had 2 cars out in the garage. They showed the outside of her house. It was beautiful. She went into her house and she said, listen, I was happier when I didn't have as much money. I was happier when I was grinding. I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. I was grinding it out. I was happier. You think she's married? No. She's got no husband. She's got a child, no husband, and a bunch of money. And she is sad. She's sad. And a lot of these, Steve Harvey did a thing, a segment on a bunch of these women. And he had nothing but beautiful, professional women around. And all of these women were they were all single and they all had the same complaint. And then, the one woman was talking about how she met a great guy. And the conversation, was great, but he didn't advance on her. He didn't say, hey, can I get your number? He wasn't interested. He was only interested in talking to her. And that was it. You're a great conversation. Thank you very much. But I don't want to, put up with your mood swings. I don't want to put up with your demands once we get in the house. I don't want to put up with your threats of leaving me and taking everything that I have. I don't want to put up with you going out and partying, with you wanting to have sex with a random guy in the parking lot at the club and then come home to me and I'm supposed to keep you. I don't want to put up with you, getting on an airplane with a rapper. I don't want to put up with, some rapper banging you out in the back of a van. I don't want to put up with your you want to sleep with the neighbor because I can't keep up with your sex drive. I don't want to put up with that. Thank you for the conversation. I'm going to go ahead and about my business and keep my sanity because I know what you bring. But when Christmas, Valentine's Day comes around, it's super sad. And they're depressed. They're depressed because men like me could care less about those holidays. I don't go around to anybody and say Happy Valentine's Day. I don't do that. That day was created because of a pope, and his name was Valentine. And the emperor at that time was a cruel emperor. You know what I'm saying? And he had this stupid rule about, I don't know, it had something to do with, something to do with controlling marriage. He didn't want people to be married. He hated marriage. And there was a pope whose name was Valentine, was still marrying people. And when the emperor found out about it, of course he did what emperors do. He got a hold of the pope, and I don't think he beheaded him. I think uh, I don't know, but he killed him in some kind of heinous way. And that's how Valentine's Day was created. It has nothing to do with me. It was created by some guy who, it's like whatever. I don't walk up to women with flowers, and I don't do that. Happy Mother's Day. I don't walk around to random women and saying, "Hey, Happy Mother's Day," and then them going, "Thanks," because the- you know they don't walk up to me and go, "Are you a father? Happy Father's Day. We appreciate you." They don't do that to me. Nobody sends me a Happy Father's Day online. Nobody does. Nobody does that to me, but I'm supposed to run around and commend every single mother for being a single mother. No, to hell with that. I'm not commending you for nothing. Oh, you're doing such a great job. No, you would have done a better job if you were married. But that's not what you wanted. You wanted to be single, you're single. You wanted to struggle on your own, struggle on your own. You know what I'm saying? You got these kids out here by themselves. They don't have no man telling them nothing, and no man can tell them anything because you're a pit viper. So, yeah, no, I got nothing for you. There's no happy nothing for me. No, oh, good job, you're a single mother. No, hell no. You don't want to hear from me because I'm worse than Kevin Samuels. You don't want to hear from me, lady. You don't want me to tell you the truth. Because I'm going to tell you in a heartbeat, marry your baby daddy. And when one of them say, well, why don't you marry your baby mama? I'll be like, I can't. Because one, she's married. And two, I asked her to marry me and she said no. Okay. So, yeah, there that is. I can't marry somebody who doesn't want to marry me. You women don't want to be married. You want to be homewreckers. And I think that there are a lot of women who are getting rejected now, and they're upset because they're getting rejected. Like the one video of the chick, she was not the best looking. She had a nice pair of tatas though. She pulls up to a five and dime. There's five guys there. They all get out the car. They all see her in her 38 double D's, and not one of them say anything to her. She gets in her car and goes on video and she says, all these guys out here, none of them said anything to me. You have so many videos of women complaining about the same thing. Beautiful women, too, going to the club and nobody will talk to them. No guy will approach them because they know how dangerous you are. They know exactly what you are. They know that as soon as they lock you down, you're going to change. You're going to become a holy terror. You're going to start making TikTok videos with you doing foul things and then looking for your man's reaction just for likes. You're going to start putting stuff in their food. You're going to start, on your period. You're going to bleed all over the place just to see what your man thinks. And no man wants that. It's goddamn disgusting. uh, and you're going to lose your man. You're going to disgust him to the point where he's going to be like, I can't anymore, and he's just not going to come home. He's going to abandon everything that he had. He's going to gladly leave. He's going to leave it. He's going to leave the PlayStation, the 84-inch TV. He's going to just get into his truck. He's going to leave, and he's not ever going to come back. And you're going to be looking for that man in the daylight with a flashlight, and you're never going to find him. And if you're lucky and you do find him and you go to his new apartment, he's not going to let you in the door. He's not. You got videos now of women crying outside men's door, crying, please don't leave me, I'm sorry. Like the one white girl who threatened the black guy and said her family's going to come over and hang him. That's what she said. He was like, what? He said, I just want to get out of here. Next video shows him filming her, his hands in the air, because you know how they'll lie, and him saying, just let me go. She's like, no, I'm sorry, please talk to me. I'll give you anything you want. You had another video of a black couple, a black girl, uh, she was talking the wrong ish, and dude was like, all right, I'm leaving. She was like, I'm sorry, don't leave me. I'll give you $10,000 right now. He's like, do it. She gave it to him. He's like, do it, because I'm leaving you right now. You're doing too much. You ladies don't know how to be ladies. That's all I got to say about that. Women, you're not running anything. You're here to be a helpmate. And if you don't learn how to be a helpmate and how to be a lady, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You're going to lose in your older years. Look at Diane Carroll. Diane Carroll, I think it was Diane Carroll, beautiful woman, right? She was talking about, she said, and I can't quote this verbatim, I just saw it though. She said she was mean when she was younger. And she said eventually she lived on her own. And when she lived on her own and she had a bad day and things were going bad in her life, she realized that she could not blame it on a man. She said, I couldn't blame it on anybody because it was me. I was there by myself. And she said, unfortunately, I'm an old lady and I'm just now learning this. Do not fall into that. Do not be a mean-ass young girl and think that everybody's going to put up with your crap, because we're not. We will throw you to the dogs. We do not care about you being mean and about you having an attitude and about you being emotional. We don't care. Little girl, we do not care. You run around here with an attitude, you're going to run into people who are meaner and have a worse attitude than you are. And nobody's going to care about you. Because all of the good people who were telling you, you better cut that out, you didn't listen to. You thought it was cute to be mean. You thought it was cute to be vicious, and every decent boy out there who came up to you, you made fun of them, and you were loud, and you and your girl crew, put them on video and embarrassed the hell out. Oh, it's cute now. It's cute, but that stays with you. Your chickens will come home to roost, and when they do, and you hit 40 years old, and nobody wants to deal with you because you have a reputation for being mean. When you're finally looking for a man for real, and everybody knows you, you're the mean girl. We're not walking into that. We don't have to put up. We do not have to put up with you. We have a choice. There are billions of you walking on this planet. We don't have to choose you for anything. You need to make yourself choosable. Stop being mean. I don't care how old you are. Stop being mean. Don't be the mean old lady. Be the nice old lady. Because the nice old lady gets people to come over and help her out. The mean old lady, people don't care about. You want to be a mouthy, mean old lady? Only your family members will put up with that, and there's a limit to it. But you want to be the nice, sweet old lady? You can get somebody to come over and cut your yard. And they'll be like, we did it out of love. This is a good person. You can get men to come over and protect you and let some. This just happened. An old lady got robbed. It's on World Star. Old lady got robbed. A man robbed her because he knew she's by herself. He came over to her house, but this lady was very cognizant. She said, "It was you who did it. I knew something was wrong when you left my house." He got beat up by a bunch of men. Now, you think if that old lady was mean, it would have happened? They would have been like, so what? That's a mean ass old lady. She's been mean to us ever since. We're not doing nothing for her. No, that is a nice woman. And those men came over and beat the crap out of that guy and knocked him out. They had to drag that dude out of the street. Now, if her situation was different, she would have just got robbed. We don't care. Do not be the mean woman, because your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. You're not going to fight against a man. And these young wolves, they're robbing everybody. Even men, even young men to, I don't care what age you are, we have to look out for them. Hell, they just had a video where somebody just got shot through their peephole. And the person said, listen, they didn't come here to rob me. 3:00 in the morning, they knocked on the door, waited till somebody came to the door, boom, shot them right through the peephole. Bang. Yeah, they weren't there to rob them. They were there to cause chaos. And anybody can get that. Anyone. So I'm telling you, stop being mean. Stop being hateful. There's some people around here I won't go nowhere near. If they're getting their ass kicked, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Why? Because they're mean to me. And they let me know that. And I'm like, cool. You are somebody I will not help. I'm not going to help you. But the nice person, you know what I'm saying? I got some neighbors over here. They're nice. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing to do with them, but they speak to me. Hey, and I'm like, hey, that's all I need. Let something happen to them. I'll break somebody's jaw over one of them. Because we need nice people. And these women live by themselves. I help the one who's mean to me, I will not help her. The one who's nice to me, I'll help her in a minute. In a heartbeat. And that's all. And this is the way men think. So you women, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get you women. I don't know what happened to, or what happens to women at a young age where they think that, everything is about them. I don't know who instills that in your head. Oh, it's all about me. I don't know where that comes from. It's probably because of all the boys trying to get between your legs. But once that's over, there's nothing. It's dry. It's radio silence. And in order to keep our attention, not for trying to mate with you, but in order to keep our attention to look out for you, you have to put yourself in a position where we know to protect you. If you don't, we will not. We won't do it. We don't have sympathy on you just because you're a female. Know this. Oh, she's a female. Mm-mm. Just look at the current times. Look at the news. Females are getting swung on. Females are getting shot. Females are getting beat down in the street. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening to females in broad daylight, and men are not coming to the rescue. They're not. You ain't got to take it from me. You can look at it on the news. Look at it right on the news. And this is happening in every city, in and out of the country. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to think that I'm being mean. I don't need to be mean. I'm regurgitating what I see. But I'm a man, so I'm telling you why it is. I'm telling you why women are getting hit with full fists. Men are fully swinging on women and not caring. Men are straight knocking women out. Pow! Hitting them like a man. I'm telling you why that's happening. Because you put yourself in a position where you think you're equal to us. And when men fight men, we fight them to take them out so men are no longer a threat. That's what we do. We don't fight men to talk about it afterwards. We fight men to take them out. That's what we do. That's why being knocked out is a big deal. Because if you're knocked out, you're no longer a threat. That's what we do. We don't pull hair. We don't. Our intentions are to knock you out. Because if you're knocked out, that's it for you. We can do anything we want to you once you're unconscious. Some people walk away. Some people rob you. Some people stomp you out. If this is not what you want to be, learn how to be a better woman. If you don't want to be victim to this, because once they knock you out, it's different. Once your face gets stomped by a man, it's completely different. Completely. And men don't have to knock you out and then try to take your sex. No. Men knock you out, it's completely different. And that's it. Trust me. It's different for you to get knocked out by a man. It is. It's not what you want. You want to be the woman that says, I'm not going to get knocked out. I concede. You want to be the woman to be like, hey, my mouth shut. I saw this fight where these people in a restaurant, black people, were going at it. And the man just walks over to this black woman and slaps her right in the face. She was sitting there. He just walked over and pow! Slaps her right in the face. What do you think she did? She put her head down and she just went. She didn't get up and start loudmouthing this man because he was standing right over her. And he was all at 260. He looked right at her like, what are you going to do? She sat there. Because if she would have got up, he would have slapped her again. And she didn't do anything to him, but everybody was fighting. He made a beeline to her, and he slapped the hell out of her. And she just sat there. She just shook her head like, what did I do? She didn't say anything to him. She didn't make eye contact. She sat there. And if he had slapped her again, there was not a goddamn thing she could do about it. But she was smart enough not to stand up and run her mouth. She sat there. And he walked away. That's how men are. We take out somebody to where we know that they're not a threat. When you become a threat and or you stay a threat, we're going to put all into beating you up. There's an example recently where a guy caught his female cheating. He hits the guy, knocks the guy down. He gets in the girl's face. The girl puts her hands up like she wants to fight him. Once he saw her hands go up, he hit that woman so many times and he beat her down. The woman gets back up. He hits her again. For one, she should have never raised her fist. She raised her fist and she got in his face like she was going to whoop him. He was just going to say something to her. He was yelling at her because he was hurt. She put her fist up like, you better not hit me. He beat the hell out of her. And then somebody else, another woman, came to try to stop them and got in his face and said something to him. And then she turned around. He turned around and went right after her and punched her right in the face. When you step up to a man like you got the kahunas to beat him, he's going to beat the hell out of you. And he's going to beat you like a man. He's going to beat you till you submit, till there's nothing left to you that's a threat to him. That is nature to us. That's how we fight. If you want to be on the receiving end of that, keep doing what you're doing. It's your boy Tone. I got to go.